श्रीचक्रवरदाचार्यं शुद्धसत्त्वगुरूत्तमं श्रीनिधिं राघवं वन्दे ह्यपारकरुणाकरम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजः किमपि हयमुखं वर्धकं वारिराशेः विद्यारूपस्य हृद्यं विशदशशिनिभं पद्मजाताभिनन्द्यं शङ्खं चक्रं च पुस्तं विवृतिरतिमतीं ज्ञानमुद्रां च लक्ष्मीं बिभ्रत् विभ्राजमानं श्रुतिततिमहितं लोचनानेकदृश्यं. Medical health is by allopathy or homeopathy. Spiritual health is given by Lord Venkatachalapati. The path towards him is our Saranagati, which is taught by Lord Parthasarathi. Sanatana Dharma is the way for every land. For all devotees, God gives his helping hand. It's my pleasure to expound this in New Zealand in Balmoral Cultural Hall of Auckland. A very good evening to all. I first of all wholeheartedly thank Saranagati group of Auckland for bestowing me this wonderful opportunity to interact with you all for these 2 days with different kind of interesting topics. And the topic for today's discourse, I have to convey my special thanks to Sri O.V. Sundar Swami for this topic, because today's topic is relevance of Sanatana Dharma in modern world. We are leading a mechanical life in this modern world. Sanatana Dharma, the name itself suggests that something Sanatana means very old. The relevance of Sanatana Dharma in modern world, this is the topic for today's discourse. Instead of didactic method, I would prefer Socratic method for this discourse, because this has to be more interactive. So today's discourse will be more of a Socratic method discourse, and of course I will give you ample time today for Q&A also. So without further delay, let us move into the topic, relevance of Sanatana Dharma in today's modern world. Let us split this topic into 6 parts. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, Part 6. Why I am splitting now is, you can of course gauge the duration of Upanyasam then and there. Because okay, he has completed 1 part out of 6 parts. So 1 by 6 over, 2 by 6 over. You can cross check then and there. That's why I have already informed you totally 6 parts. Now the first part, why Sanatana Dharmam is relevant in today's context. Reason number 1. What is the definition of Sanatana Dharmam? We are all speaking a lot about Sanatana Dharmam, Sanatana Dharmam. Can anyone define Sanatana Dharmam? Today it is Socratic. And first choice is always given to youngsters. They are open to answer, free to answer. Now I will be asking questions. Of course, after 7:45 or 8, you will be asking questions to me. So what is Sanatana Dharmam? Can anybody define? Now we have to simplify this term. Sanatana Dharmam can be split into 2 parts. Sanatanam plus Dharmam equal to Sanatana Dharmam. Now what is Sanatanam? What is Dharmam? Sanatanam means eternal. One which has no beginning or end is called Sanatana. That's why Prahlada says, Sanatanaha Mayi Sarvam Sanatane. Prahlada says, Lord Narayana is Sanatanam. Because he has no beginning, he has no end, he is eternal. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Achaloyam Sanatanaha. All souls are Sanatanam. Because Jivatmas, they have no beginning, no end. Always they are present, Sanatanam. Similarly, one which exists without a beginning point, without an end point, eternally, it is called Sanatanam. Now, Dharmam. What is meant by Dharmam? A set of rules which guides us towards ultimate good, ultimate well-being, ultimate bliss. It is called Dharma. Dharma is a set of rules or means that takes us towards ultimate good. Now combine these two, Sanatana Dharmam, the eternal set of rules that guides all beings towards the fourfold purpose of life is called Sanatana Dharmam. The eternal set of rules that guides all beings towards the fourfold purpose of life. We have got fourfold purpose in life. Can anybody answer? Fourfold purpose of life. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksham. In Tamil we say Aram, Porul, Inbam, Vidu. In Sanskrit we say Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma means a righteous life, righteous way of life while living here. Number 2, Artha. We need money to live in this world. No doubt we need money. but we should earn that money by righteous means. That is called artha. So we can't earn money by any way, not by dishonest means, by honest way. Within the limits of dharma, we should earn money. That is artha. Number 3, kama. We should enjoy this world. Yes, we can enjoy in this world, no problem. But that enjoyment should be within the limits of dharma. That is kama. Enjoy within the limits of dharma. So, observe dharma, earn within the limits of dharma, enjoy within the limits of dharma, dharma, artha, kama. Moksham, not only this life, afterlife, we should attain liberation. We should attain the lotus feet of the Lord. We should get rid of the cycle of births and deaths. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. We should get rid of that. That is called the liberation, moksham. So we need to have a righteous life, earn within the limits of dharma, enjoy within the limits of dharma, and then attain liberation by observing this dharma. This fourfold purpose of life we have got. The set of rules which guides us to attain this fourfold purpose of life is called Sanatana Dharma. It is that Sanatana Dharma. Now, coming to the topic, why is this Sanatana Dharma relevant? We are in point number 1. Out of 6 points, we are dealing with the first point now. Now, what are those set of rules which take us towards that purpose of life? What are those set of rules? If we observe the Sanatana Dharma, those set of rules, majority of those rules predominantly deal with the basic principles of human life. They deal with moral values in human life. Of course, Sanatana Dharma has got devotion to God. It speaks about worship of God. It speaks about philosophy. It speaks about soul. It speaks about transmigration of the soul. It speaks about metaphysics, no doubt. But predominantly, the word Sanatana Dharmam, the set of rules, often refers to basic principles which have to be followed in human life. Because the word Sanatana Dharmam, if you just research analytically, Sanatana Dharmam comes in Mahabharata in 157 places. In Mahabharatam, 157 times you can see the word Sanatana Dharmam. In Ramayanam, in 8 places you can see the word Sanatana Dharmam. In Bhagavata Puranam, again 8 places you can see Sanatana Dharmam. In Manusmriti, in 7 places you can see Sanatana Dharmam. So 157 in Mahabharatam, 8 each in Ramayanam and Bhagavatam, 7 in Manusmriti. Totally, we doctors are weak in mathematics. I am a medical doctor. You know, my friend used to say, you are MBBS. What is the expansion of MBBS? Actually, medicine baccalaureus surgical, we say bachelor of medicine and bachelor of surgery. But my friend told me, MBBS means mostly bound to biology subject. They read only biology. Because whenever we go to +2, we science group, biology. So they are weak in math. Of course, I like mathematics very much. That is a different thing. But once we become a doctor, they decide that doctors are weak in maths. But we make fun of our engineering counterparts. We have a definition for BE. They have a definition for MBBS. We have a definition for BE. What is BE? Bad English, we say. BE means bad English, we say. Leave it. Please, if there are any doctors or engineers here, please don't get angry with me. Or there may be future doctors and engineers as well here. So I seek your apology also. Coming back to our topic. So 157 plus 8 plus 8 plus 7. Totally 180 places we have got. In 180 places, this word Sanatana Dharma deals with moral values and basic principles of human life only. The word Sanatana Dharma has been used to denote speaking truth, respecting elders, following the words of our father, helping others, showing compassion. These things have been focused as Sanatana Dharmam. These are basic principles of human life. To sum it up, Sanatana Dharmam is not an external entity. Many people are searching for Sanatana Dharmam outside. That is the issue. Sanatana Dharmam, unlike other faiths, Sanatana Dharmam is an internal entity. Sanatana Dharmam exists within every being. All other faiths, they are taught externally, or in some cases they are thrust upon externally. Sanatana Dharmam is not thrust upon others. It has to spring from inside. There is difference between thrusting from outside and springing from inside. Sanatana Dharma is one faith which is internally within us. Every organism, every species, every being on this earth has some inherent quality, has some internal attributes which is exclusive to that species. Only if I say some example, you can understand this concept. One poet says, கோழியை பாரு காலையில் விழிக்கும், குருவியை பாரு சோம்பலை பழிக்கும், காக்கையை பாரு கூடி பிழைக்கும், நம்மையும் பாரு நாடே சிரிக்கும், he says. The hen, it wakes up in the morning and makes alarm like sound and wakes up the others. That is the natural action of hen. It is the Sanatana Dharma of hen. So, the inherent natural ability of an organism which it performs is its Sanatana Dharma. If you observe crows, they flock together when they have food. Flocking together as a group while having food is the Sanatana Dharma of crows. You can see a cuckoo, it sings sweetly. It is the natural, inner, inherent attribute of a cuckoo. It is the Sanatana Dharma of cuckoo. Similarly, take the case of human beings. If a person is born as a human on this earth, he should be possessing some internal qualities. If he doesn't express them, they have to be nurtured and cultivated within. Those qualities constitute the Sanatana Dharma of a human being. For example, we brush our teeth once we wake up in the morning. Before consuming anything, we brush our teeth. It is one Sanatana Dharma. You take bath before consuming food. It is Sanatana Dharma. We show compassion and love to other creatures. It is Sanatana Dharma. Because these are all human attributes, basic human being. Only if a person does these things, he can be called a human. We have to speak the truth. It is Sanatana Dharma. We should respect our parents and elders. It is Sanatana Dharma. We should keep up our promise. It is Sanatana Dharma. We should honor a friendship. It is Sanatana Dharma. We should help others. It is Sanatana Dharma. These are all moral values, basic principles one should adhere to in one human life. To put it in a nutshell, singing in a sweet voice makes a perfect cuckoo. Repeating our words makes a perfect parrot. Dancing on seeing clouds makes a perfect peacock. Adhering to Sanatana Dharma makes a perfect human being. So, if a person wants to be a complete human being, if he wants to be a complete perfect human, he has to cultivate some internal attributes. The collection of those internal attributes has been mentioned in those 180 places as Sanatana Dharma. So all those 180 places deal with basic human attributes. So unlike other faiths, Sanatana Dharma cannot be thrust from outside. Sanatana Dharma cannot be searched outside. It is not an external entity. It is an internal entity. To explain this further, let me go to Manusmriti first. Because Manusmriti has been widely criticized wrongly. But Manusmriti is actually a great work. In Manusmriti, Manu gives an example for Sanatana Dharma. What is Sanatana Dharma? Manu says, Satyam Bruyat. This is there, you can refer. You can also consult Mr. Googlacharyar, who often answers all your queries. Googlacharyar will also say, in the 4th chapter of Manusmriti, we have got this shloka, Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Nabruyat Satyam Apriyam, Priyam cha Nandritam Bruyat, Yesha Dharma Sanatanaha. Manu says, what is Sanatana Dharma? Satyam Bruyat, speak the truth. Priyam Bruyat, speak the truth which is sweet for others, which is good for others. Not everything I speak always the truth. Okay, what is the truth? One man is hiding within and another man is trying to kill him. You go and kill him. That is not truth. Speak truth which is good for others, which is sweet for others, which does well, which cares for others' welfare. So speak good truth. Next he says, Nabruyat Satyam Apriyam. When truth may do harm to other people, please don't speak that truth. Priyam cha Nandritam Bruyat. Even if a person likes it, don't speak false also. Don't speak a lie. Just because a person likes it, just because a person enjoys it, you should not tell lie also. So always speak the truth. Among the true words also, select those which cares for others, which gives enjoyment to others, which does good to others, speak that kind of your truth. This is Sanatana Dharmam. Now you tell me, it is relevant for today or not? Truth is relevant for all times, because some may say, no, times have changed. Those who speak lies are living very well now. But those who are speaking the truth, they are not able to survive. No, that's not the case. Yes, temporarily, people who tell lies, they may survive, but it is temporary. They cannot be in that state forever. But the people who speak always the truth, at present they may suffer. But definitely in future, the truth will definitely rescue them. Truth will safeguard them. Because if we say a lie, we should protect that lie. If we speak the truth, truth will protect us. That is the difference. If you tell a lie, you should protect your lie. For that, you should say another lie. To protect that lie, you should say another lie. But if you speak the truth will protect you forever. We have seen many instances, even today. The benefits we get from lie is temporary, but the damage caused by that lie will be permanent. Let me give you an example. Many students are here. One student, he wrote a leave letter to his school class teacher from so-and-so to the class teacher, the school, his place. Respected sir, usually what we write in leave letter? As I am suffering from fever. But this fellow wrote, he is known for his lies. This fellow wrote, as my grandfather has passed away. His grandfather is very well. As my grandfather has passed away, I am unable to attend the class today. So please grant me one day leave. He gave it to his neighbor. His neighbor gave it to the school class teacher. Oh, his class teacher saw, oh my God, his grandfather, he is a very good man. Oh my God, he has passed away. Okay, leave granted. His grandfather asked this boy, hey, come here. Why didn't you go to school? He said, my class teacher has passed away. No school today. Class teacher has passed away. Class teacher was taking class there. This grandfather, he was reading newspaper here, but this fellow said to class teacher, grandfather passed away. He told his grandfather, class teacher passed away. Evening 5 p.m., the class teacher finished his school work, then thought, oh, that grandfather is a very good person. Let me go to his house and inquire about his death. So the class teacher came to the house of the boy. Just on the veranda, he was able to see the grandfather, he was sitting and reading a newspaper. This class teacher was shocked. Grandfather saw the class teacher, grandfather was also shocked. Both of them saw each other. Annalum nokinan, avalum nokinan, both of them saw eye to eye. Grandfather asked a question to class teacher. Class teacher asked the same question to grandfather. What is that question? Aren't you dead yet? Is this needed? If you speak the truth will protect you. If you speak a lie, you should protect that lie. So never speak a lie. This is relevant for all time. This is Sanatana Dharma. And then Manusmriti says another Sanatana Dharma. Yatra naryastu pujyante. Many people say Manu disrespected women. No, Manu says, you can also refer this. Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devataha yatraitastu na pujyante sarvas tatra aphalah kriyaha. Whenever, wherever we respect women, all good will flourish there. But when women are disrespected, in that place, no auspiciousness will exist. So we should respect women. This is Sanatana Dharmam. This has been said by Manu in Manusmriti. Is it relevant today? Yes, okay. Another thing, Manu says, Vriddhaucha mata pitarau sadvi bharya sutashishuhu. Now, another Sanatana Dharmam. A son, he should take care of his parents, especially in their old age. He should not leave them in old age home. No, parents are saying, no, we have lost our pen and son are not taking care of us. At least pension can take care of us. Only pension. Pen means daughter. Son means son. Pen, son not taking care of us. So pension, we are relying on pension. They are in old age home. No. Don't leave them. You have to take care of your parents in their old age. This is Sanatana Dharmam. Is it relevant or not? Yes, very much relevant in today's context. So, this Sanatana Dharmam deals with all the basic principles. That's why I quoted example. Each organism, each species has certain inherent qualities to be developed and taken further so that it can be a perfect person in that species. Similarly, if you want to be a perfect human being, you have to develop certain qualities. Okay, what are those important qualities? Vishnu Smriti lists out, these are all basic Sanatana Dharmam which have to be inculcated in every human being. What are they? Kshama, Satyam, Damaha, Shaucham, Danam, Indriya Nigraha, Ahimsa, Guru Susrusha, Tirthanusaranam, Daya, Arjavam, Lobhashunyatvam, Deva Brahmana Pujanam, Anabhyasuyacha Tata Dharmaha Samanya Uchyate. These are all Sanatana Dharmas. What are they? Kshama, forbearance. Then Satyam, speak the truth. Damaha, control your mind. Don't let your mind waver in all things. Shaucham, be pure. External purity as well as internal, mental purity. Be pure at heart as well. Danam, give donation, give charity, donate money to others. Help the people who are poor and needy. Indriya Nigraha, control your senses. Ahimsa, don't hurt others. Guru Susrusha, do service to your Guru, your preceptor, serve him. Tirthanusaranam, go to holy places, take a holy dip in holy waters. Daya, show compassion to all people. This is very much important. We are all speaking about universal brotherhood. We should develop that universal brotherhood. Daya, show compassion to all people. Arjavam, you should be honest. What is honesty? Is there any definition for honesty? Is there any definition for honesty in English? There is definition for honesty in Sanskrit. Arjavam karanatraya sarupyam. What you think, you should speak. What you speak, you should follow. That is called honesty. If you think something else, but speak something else, that is not honesty. If you preach something, but practice a different thing, it is not honesty. So practice what you preach. To be precise, preach after you practice. First you have to practice and then you have to preach to others, and by your heart also, in your thoughts also, you should have the same thinking. So in your thought, word and deed, Sindai, Sol, Sayal, Karanatraya Sarupyam, that is honesty. Lobhashunyatvam, don't be greedy. Never be greedy. Deva Brahmana Pujanam, worship God, worship scholars. Here Brahmana means, Brahma means Veda. Brahmana means one who has understood the purport of Vedas. So worship those scholars. Anabhyasuyacha, don't be jealous of others. This is Sanatana Dharma. We should never be jealous of others. These things constitute the basic attribute for a human being. These are all internal attributes. Now tell me, are these internal or external? They have to be cultivated from within. So this Sanatana Dharmam by itself is an internal entity. Now coming to Ramayanam. Rama has spoken about Sanatana Dharmam. Wow, this is a very good content for a thumbnail. Rama on Sanatana Dharmam. What does Lord Rama say about Sanatana Dharmam? In Ayodhya Kandam, Lakshmana dissuades Rama from going to forest. Lakshmana says, oh, my brother, you need not go to forest, because our father Dasharatha, he himself said you will be coronated tomorrow. But he himself has changed his stand and saying that no, you should go to forest. No, you don't abide by his words. Let me punish Dasharatha and enthrone you, and I will dethrone that Dasharatha. Lakshmana says everything. At that time Rama says, we should follow Sanatana Dharmam. Lakshmana asks Rama, what is Sanatana Dharmam? Rama says, Ayodhya Kandam, Valmiki's verse, Pitur niyoge statavyam yesha dharma sanatanaha. A son has to abide by the words of his father. This is Sanatana Dharma. A son being obedient to his father is Sanatana Dharmam. That's why a father is advising his son. You can see there. That father is advising his son, please listen. A son abiding by the words of his father is called Sanatana Dharmam. This definition has been given by Rama. So obedience comes externally or from internally? From internally, we have to decide that we should abide by the words of our father. So this Sanatana Dharmam comprises of all internal qualities which have to be nurtured within every human being so that he can become a perfect human. Now you tell me, we need perfect citizens, right? We need the next pillars of Sanatana Dharma, our next young generation. They are going to be the pillars who are going to support Sanatana Dharma. This New Zealand Auckland Saranagati is going to be supported by these children only. They are listening here. Tomorrow, after 30 years or so, these children will be conducting Upanyasams in this same Saranagati group. Now, we want them to be perfect citizens, right? This Sanatana Dharma, being relevant even today, makes them perfect citizens and makes them the perfect pillars of Sanatana Dharmam. So, Sanatana Dharmam involves more of an internal transformation. That's why, have you seen any conversion in Sanatana Dharma? Any conversion in convert people? Please, you come here. Have we called anybody like that? Have we converted anybody like that? Because there is no use in externally converting a person, because Sanatana Dharmam is an internal entity. There is no use in externally converting a person into Sanatana Dharmam. We have to internalize. Internal transformation is more important in Sanatana Dharmam, and that can be created only when we have a strict and good, perfect family system. Is there any institution to spread Sanatana Dharmam? In all the religions, we see many institutions. They spread their religion. For Sanatana Dharmam, do we have any such institution to spread? Of course, our Saranagati, they are all working hard, other things. But do we have a proper institution to spread Sanatana Dharmam? Do we have anything? Yes, family is the institution. We are going to temple. Why? Our parents went to temple, we are following them. We do puja to God at home. Why? My father and mother did the same puja, so I am doing. Sanatana Dharmam is nurtured in family. If the family system is gone, then whatever efforts you take, you cannot revive Sanatana Dharmam. Family is the only institution which spreads Sanatana Dharma to the next generation. We don't have any other institution, so we have to strengthen family values so that Sanatana Dharmam reaches the next generation. Why I am telling this is, we often say, our children are not that much inclined in Sanatana Dharma. After 60 years, we are coming and listening to discourses, but when we call our 10-year or 20-year-old children, they say we are not. Here many children are interested. I am saying about other countries. They are not interested, they say. No. The problem is, are we interacting with our children? Within our family, the situation is, we say we are a joint family, but each person sits separately with a mobile phone in hand and he will be scratching the mobile phone. And many have lost that fingerprints also by scratching the mobile phone. We are all living in a separate social media world and we are all scratching mobile phone thinking that Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube are free. Are they free? Free of cost? Free of cost, yes. Then what do they charge? Time. They are charging our time. Time is more precious. Consuming our time and energy, they all deprive us of our family relationships. We lose our family relationship, we are chatting with somebody else in Facebook. So, just keep that social media away for some time and start interacting within our families. When we start interacting with our children, if our children have some doubts on Sanatana Dharma, they will start asking directly to us. The problem is, now we are interacting less, they are asking the same question to somebody else. They will give some tricky answers. That makes a negative impact in the minds of the children. So if we start interacting, if they get a confidence that we can get answer from our family itself, this family will function as a perfect institution to spread this relevant Sanatana Dharmam to the next institution. So interact more, that is the most important thing. So this Sanatana Dharmam involves internal transformation which can be brought about only through family and by nothing else. So this Sanatana Dharmam, these dharmas, these internal attributes, are they relevant today? Yes. Are they needed for children? Yes. Will it make a perfect human being? Definitely yes. This is point number 1. With all your yes, I am moving on to the second point. Amidst the 6 points, now we are moving to the second point. Second point is, our own actions are responsible for our happiness and sorrow. This is the most important concept in Sanatana Dharmam. It is called karma theory. If you are happy today, you have done some merit or punyam. If you are suffering today, you have done some sin, papam. So, Teedum Nandrum Pirantaravara. A Tamil poet, Kaniyan Pungundranar, in Purananuru, he says, Yadum Ure Yavarum Kelir, Teedum Nandrum Pirantaravara, Nodalum Piridalum Avatrodanna, Sadalum Puduvadu Andro Vardal, Inidena Mahindandrum Yelame, Innada Yendalum Yelame, Pinnoruvanam Tanduli Talayayadu, Kalporu Derangum Mallal Periatru, Nirvadi Poduvum Ponebo Laruyir, Nerevadi Poduvum Yenbadu Teravor, Katchil Telindalam, Adalin Machiin Periore Vietal Yelame, Siriore Eagle. Adaninum Yelame. This is a song from Purananuru. He says, Teedum Nandrum Perantaravara. If you do some good thing, it will definitely do good to you in this life or afterlife or in next birth. If we commit some mistake, that will give us punishment either in this birth or afterlife or in another birth, but karma never fails. Karma never spares. Our karma is like a boomerang. It will definitely come back to us. This is a very, very important concept in Sanatana Dharmam, because no other faith in this world accepts this karma theory. Sanatana Dharmam alone upholds this karma theory. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad beautifully speaks about this karma. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, a sage by name Arthabhaga, he asks a question to the sage Yajnavalkya, what accompanies a man after death, or who, you can have it. The question, now it is open for all to answer. Who accompanies a man after death? Karma. Yajnavalkya says, Tauha yaduchatuh karma haiva taduchatuh karma haiva tat prashangsatuhu punyo vai punyena karmana bhavati papaf papena iti. Your karma, the actions you do and the effects of those actions, they alone follow you. How many births you take, they will follow you. Now let me explain this with the help of a story. There was a man, because this should not be a dry session. That's why I am always telling some stories, jokes and other things. There was a man. He had 4 friends. A, B, C, D. What is A, B, C, D? Names of those 4 friends. Because today tolerance level of people has decreased a lot. If we give some name and if that name goes to a bad friend, then somebody may come to fight with the, oh, how can you name that friend like this? So since tolerance level of people has come down, now we are naming people as A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that only. So 4 friends. That man has got 4 friends A, B, C, D. Among them the D. He always accompanies the man. This man also thinks that the D will do anything for me. This man thinks that he is living for the D only. D is of course a handsome man as well. So D always accompanies this man. And then he has got another friend called C. This C, he is a rich man. Whenever this person needs money, he needs to buy anything, that C will get him that object. So he was happy with C, always trying to attract C towards him. And then he has got one more friend called B. This B is an influential person. Whenever our man lands up in any trouble, this B can come and bail him out using his influence. That is the job of B. So he likes B also. But there is another friend A. He is a true well-wisher. But this man always neglected A. He was least bothered about A. Years passed and passed. At one stage, Yama, the god of death, he just put his whip on this fellow, this man, and just snatched his life from his body. At that time, this man, which friend he will call? A, B, C, D. Option A, option B, option C, option D. Who will he call? One said all the above. Because whenever we give multiple choice, people say all the above or none of the above. You have to choose one, A or B or C or D. He loved D very much. He is a handsome guy, always accompanies me. I am living for that person only. He called D. D said, oh my God, death is for you. You go. Why should I come with you? You go, man. Yama is calling you only. Yama is not calling me. You go away, he said. Our man was disappointed. He called C. C said, I can give you money. I cannot give my life. I gave you money. You enjoyed the money. Now I will find a new friend. You may go. Again disappointed. He called B. Oh B, please help me. You know what B said? My influence will not work out with Yamadharmaraja. My influence will work only in this worldly sphere. I can't influence Yamadharmaraja. You go away. Finally, this man didn't call A, but automatically A alone accompanied him, whether he believes or not, whether he likes or not, but A will accompany him. Do you know who are those four friends? D is our body. This man thinks that I am living for this body only. This body is very good, handsome, biceps, triceps, six packs, everything I have got. This man thinks. But when Yama casts his whip, this body D, this friend will not come with him. And then C. C is our property, our money. C is a rich person, money. You can buy anything. But with money, you can buy other things, but you cannot get over death. So when the man passes away, money will go to somebody else. Money will not come with him. B is our relatives and friends. They help us in danger. They use their influence in other spheres. But our relatives and friends cannot bail us out from death. So B also leaves us. But A is our karma, whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you like it or not. God never needs the sanction of your belief to run this universe. Karma will accompany you. So karma alone comes with us. So whatever we do, what we sow, so we reap. So a liar will be born as a fish. A miser will be born as a pig. One who gives donation will be born as a rich man. One who serves others will get a healthy body. Good effects will come for good actions in this birth or subsequent births. Bad effects will come for bad action in this birth or in subsequent births. I will tell you another example. There was a greengrocer in our Auckland market in New Zealand. There was a greengrocer. He came to our Saranagati discourses and he came to know that giving charity, donation is very good. He listened to SANATANA DHARMA. So this is just a hypothetical story. Don't go and search for that greengrocer. In Auckland market, there is a greengrocer. He wants to donate something. A poor man came by that side. This greengrocer thought New Zealand, Auckland is known for this sweet potato. So let me give him 1 kilo sweet potato as charity, as donation. He gave 1 kilo sweet potato to that person. Not for one day. Every day he started donating 1 kilo sweet potato to one person every day. 1 kilo sweet potato to one person every day. This greengrocer started giving donations. In the next birth, the greengrocer was born as a king. The king was very rich. He had a huge kingdom. He was very happy. He went to a saint. He asked the saint, I am a very rich king. What is the reason for this birth of mine? That saint researched about his previous birth and told him, you gave away money in donation. What kind of donation? He asked. He said, you are a greengrocer. You gave 1 kilo sweet potato from Auckland market to one poor person every day. This was the donation you had given. Oh, the king got a plan. He immediately came back to his palace, summoned his ministers, buy all sweet potatoes from all markets. Why, they asked? I am going to give many kilos of sweet potatoes to many poor people for many days. Because if I give 1 kilo sweet potato to one person, I become a king. If I give many kilos of sweet potatoes to many persons, I will become an emperor. From then onwards, nobody in New Zealand was able to buy sweet potatoes at all. Because wholesale purchase was done by palace itself. Whole sweet potatoes went to palace. He donated many kilos of sweet potatoes to many people. In the next birth, the king was born as wholesale greengrocer in Wellington market. Wholesale greengrocer in Wellington market. Again, he was selling sweet potatoes. He went to a saint. That saint researched and said, once you are a greengrocer in Auckland market, You donated 1 kilo sweet potato to one poor person per day. You became a king. Being a king, you donated many, many kilos of sweet potatoes to many, many poor people every day, thereby landing up being a wholesale greengrocer in Wellington market. No, this fellow asked, if I had donated many, many sweet potatoes to many, many people, I should have become an emperor, right? No, man. When you are a greengrocer, donating 1 kilo sweet potato is a big donation. When you are a king, you should have donated gold or diamond or gems. Even after becoming a king, your mind always go to sweet potatoes only. Then you will become a greengrocer only. But you have donated many, many kilos, so you have become a wholesale greengrocer. Go away. So what you sow, so you reap. As you sow, so you reap. Vinay vidaitavan vinayarupan, tinai vidaitavan tinayarupan. What you give, the same thing comes back to you. This is the karma theory in Sanatana Dharma. Is it relevant today? Definitely relevant, because this karma theory alone can answer many questions. Now, I will ask you one question. If you go to a hospital, a gynecologist and obstetrician's hospital, many deliveries would have been conducted that day. If you observe, say, 10 deliveries have happened, 10 children are born. Just observe, at least 2 of them may be suffering from some congenital anomaly. You would have seen some defects at birth in many children. Congenital anomaly. Now the question is, if there is a God, if that God is full of compassion and grace, why should God make that child as a defective child? Why? Karma theory alone can answer this. No other faith in this universe can answer this question. Because no other faith believes in rebirth. No other faith believes in rebirth. So they say there is only one birth for you. If there is only one birth for you, the child is born now only. It has just come out of the womb of the mother. It is suffering from some deformity. Why should God punish that child? If God is there, if God has compassion, why should He punish? Then you have to give only one of these 2 answers. One, there is no God. Otherwise, there is God, but He has no compassion. That's why He has punished this child. But Sanatana Dharma gives answer. There is God. He has compassion also. But this child, in its previous birth, it has committed some sin, as a result of which, in this birth, it is born with some congenital deformity. Now we are able to explain. So, many unanswered questions in this universe can be answered by karma theory. One more question. You might have seen the film Basha. There the hero will say, நல்லவங்கள ஆண்டவன் சோதிப்பான் ஆனா கைவிட மாட்டான், கெட்டவங்களுக்கு ஆண்டவன் நிறைய கொடுப்பான் ஆனா கைவிட்டுடுவான். God will give some hurdles to good people, but God will never forsake them. God will give many to bad people, but He will definitely forsake them and punish them one day. You might have heard this dialogue. This is Pakka Karma theory. Why God makes evil people live? Because 2 births ago, he might have done some punyam, some merit, as a result of which he is happy today, but he is doing wrong today, for which he will be punished tomorrow. Some good person, he may be suffering today. That is because the karma he has done in 2 births earlier, but he is leading a good life today. Definitely tomorrow we will be happy. So the take home message is, take the relevance of Sanatana Dharma. Karma theory is relevant today, because always what we infer from karma is, our today's life is decided by past actions. Then our tomorrow's life is decided by present actions. So act today. Today is in your hands. This is the relevance of Sanatana Dharma, relevance of karma theory. You have got today. It is a present. Why do we say it is present? Because it is a gift from God. Today is a gift from God. That's why we say present. So it is in our hands. If we utilize that properly, tomorrow will be good. So to put it simple, I was doing MBBS in Erode Medical College. In the compound wall of that hospital, there will be a sentence written in Tamil. நேற்று என்பது உடைந்த பானை, நாளை என்பது மதில் மேல் பூனை, இன்று என்பது கையில் உள்ள வீணை. I read it out to my friend. My friend asked me, you quickly translate it into English. I gave my own English translation. Let me read out the Tamil word again. நேற்று என்பது உடைந்த பானை, நாளை என்பது மதில் மேல் பூனை, இன்று என்பது கையில் உள்ள வீணை. I have to give English translation. I said, yesterday is a broken pot. Tomorrow is may or may not. Today strike the rod that is hot. Today is in your hands. This is Sanatana Dharma. Actually, clapping is also in your hand only. Today is also in your hands. Clapping is also in your hands. But medically, clapping is very good. Have you heard of it? Those who are suffering from cardiac problems, asthma, nervous weakness, hip pain, back pain, all those people, when they clap often, it is very good for their health. If you clap in spiritual discourse, it will give double benefit along with the grace of God. So you can clap often in discourse, no problem. Because in some cases, even the speaker may slightly have some sleep. Audience are awake. The speaker may sleep in between. But when you clap often, the speaker, we are in a discourse, people are clapping, so we have to get up. We can get that sense right. So this second concept in Sanatana Dharma, it is very much relevant. Today is in your hand. This is said by Sanatana Dharma. So what you do today, this is going to decide your future. Rama has also shown that in Ramayana. You might have observed this in Ramayana, Rama Ravana Yuddham. Indrajit, he sends Nagastram and Brahmastram on the Vanara army. Rama, Lakshmana, Vanaras, everybody falls down. Garuda comes and relieves them from Nagastram. Hanuman brings the medicinal mountain and relieves them from Brahmastram. Why should Rama fall down and then get up? Because Rama teaches us, if you go by the route of Dharma, today you may fall down, but don't worry. If you are by the side of Dharma, you will get up again. But the people like Indrajit, they may go by a wrong way. Temporarily, they may enjoy some success, but ultimately they will fall. This is shown by Lord Rama. So, present is in your hand. It is presented by God. This is the relevance of Sanatana Dharma number 2. 2 by 6 over. Now 3 by 6. Where is God in Sanatana Dharma? Where is God? God is within everyone. Of course, God is in his spiritual abode also. God is very well present in temples also. That is another exclusive concept of Sanatana Dharma. In other religions, it is a prayer hall or a congregational hall. But in our Sanatana Dharma, temple is not a place of worship. It is a place where God dwells. The icon form of God, it is actually an incarnation of God. And even in Indian constitution, the deity in the temple is treated as a person with constitutional rights. Do you know, in Indian constitution, the deity within the temple has full constitutional rights as a citizen. So temple is not mere place of worship. Even our puja room in our home, it is not a mere place of worship. It is the dwelling place of God, the icon form. Sakshat God is dwelling within our homes. Sakshat God is dwelling in temples. But he is not limited to temples alone. He is not limited to his abode called Vaikunta alone. He is within everyone. This is the exclusive concept of Sanatana Dharma. It is relevant for all times. God dwells within everybody. How he dwells? Upanishad says, Yasya Prithvi Shariram, Yasya Atma Shariram, Yasya Tamas Shariram, Yasya Tejas Shariram, Yasya Akasha Shariram. He has the entire universe as his body and dwells within as the soul of that body. So, earth is his body. God dwells within as the soul. Fire is his body. Water is his body. All the elements are his body. Similarly, Jivatma is also the body of God. You can see that Jivatma is within this body. We are individual souls. This individual soul, Jivatma, is dwelling within this body. Now, having this soul, Jivatma, as his body, God dwells within this Jivatma itself. So, it is a triad. Body, soul, God. Body is the body for this soul Jivatma. Soul is the body for God Paramatma. This is said by Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Ramanuja has explained this in Sribhashyam. Velakshanatwadikaranam. Ramanuja explains this. Ya atmani tittan atmano antaraha yam atmana veda yasya atma shariram ya atmana mantaro yamayati yeshata atma antaryami amritaha. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Antaryami Brahmanam. So God has the soul itself as his body and dwells within each and every individual soul. The individual souls are quantitatively many, but qualitatively individual souls are same, and the same Paramatma dwells within each of those individual souls. No doubt about that. The same God dwells within everybody. That's why in Sanatana Dharma we can say, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. Can we become God? No. Then why do we say, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God? How can we say? How dare we say? Can any human being or any individual soul, can he create this universe? Can he run this universe? Leave that. Will God suffer like us? We know what kind of suffering we are encountering every day. Will God land up in such suffering? Then how can I say I am God? Aham Brahmasmi, it is there in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Tattvamasi says Chandogya Upanishad. Ramanuja interprets that beautifully. Why do we say Aham Brahmasmi? Aham Brahmasmi doesn't mean I am directly God. But we can say I am God. Oh, you are confusing. 2 points were very good, man, but this third point is confusing us. No, simple. Now, if I am feeling thirsty, I will ask a friend, please bring some water. That I am not thirsty now, just for example only. Please bring some water. What will he bring? What will he bring? Water, no. A glass of, a tumbler, a container with water. Now, what did you tell me? He will bring water. Now, you tell me whether he will bring container or water. Container with water is a different question. What is he carrying in his hand? Container. He will be carrying a container in his hand. But what does he say? I have brought you water. You are bringing container only. How can you say it is water? Because the container which contains water can be called as water itself. The water containing container can be called as water itself. Similarly, Jivatma is a container. Paramatma dwells within as water. The container containing water can be called water. Jivatma containing Paramatma can be called as Paramatma itself. But for that matter, will container and water become one and the same? Container is different, water is different. Similarly, Jivatma is different, Paramatma is different. We are the container, he is the water. But since he is within me, I can say I am God. Because not that I am my God myself. This is not Swarupa Aikyam. My essential nature is different. His essential nature is different. But he is within me, so I am him. That's why we can say I am God. Why should we... clapping treatment. Why should we say so? Because if we start realizing that the same God dwells within everybody, the God dwelling within me is dwelling within you, everybody also, then where is the room for hatred? Where is the room for jealousy? Where is the room for discrimination? Because the same God dwells within that person also. That's why Sanatana Dharma says Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Many people say Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Krishna's father Vasudeva, that has nothing to do with Vasudeva. Vasudha eva kutumbakam. Vasudha means universe. Vasudha eva means the universe itself is a kutumbakam, family. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam means the universe is our family, because the God dwelling within me is dwelling within every person, everyone. So we need not discriminate everybody. We should not be jealous of others. We should not hate others. In these days, we see so much of hatred, especially in social media. They always want to criticize somebody. Because only when they put some criticizing post, they will get likes. If they appreciate somebody, they will get scolded by the people who are commenting. That is the nature of social media. But the best way to promote universal brotherhood is the God within me is dwelling within everybody else. This was said by Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu asks Prahlada, how will you treat our people? How will you treat our enemies? We have got our own people, we have got enemies, how will you treat them? Prahlada said, your question itself is wrong. Everybody is our people only, because the same God dwelling within me is dwelling within everybody. We have to realize that. The same God is dwelling in the sky. The same God is dwelling on this earth. Now, will we pollute the environment? No. The God dwelling within me is dwelling on this earth. How can I pollute this earth? The God dwelling within me is dwelling in this air. How can I pollute the air? Not only that, the whole universe constitutes the body of God. God is the soul within. That's why in Krishna Avataram, you can see one charitram. Krishna stole butter from a home. That Gopika saw that. She brought a stick in her hand and beat Krishna with full force. Oh, you are stealing butter from my home. He hit Krishna. But don't worry, Krishna didn't feel that pain. The woman who hit, oh my God, she felt the pain on her back. Not only that woman, all the creatures in this universe, starting from a blade of grass to Brahma, from Patala Lokam to Satya Lokam, everybody felt that pain, because Krishna is the soul of all. Everything is the body of Krishna. Pillai Perumal Kavi sings this in Ashtaprabandham. Kadikum Pirai Vevvalayitru Kadiyan Mel, Nadikum Periya Perumal Thiruvarangar, Narai Kamal Paal Kudikum Kadavukku Marugondu, Oru Gopikai Patri, Adikum Bodudu, Padinal Ulagum Adipattanave. When Krishna was beaten, that blow was received by all the 14 worlds, but Krishna didn't feel even a tint of that pain, because the whole world, whole universe is the body of God. That's why if you hit one part of the body, the other parts will also feel the pain. If you just tingle here, your little finger will feel some current passing through it. One more example. If you get an injury in your left hand, immediately right hand will apply medicine on that area. Your left hand may be injured, but eyes will shed tears. Your nose will get blocked due to the tears. Your tongue will say, oh, it is paining. Your mind, your heart, it will feel that pain. Your legs will rush to the house of or clinic of your doctor. So injury was to the left hand only, but your right hand, eyes, nose, your tongue, heart, legs, everything participates in sharing that pain. Similarly, the universe is the body of God. That's why if you hit some point, another point will also feel the pain. That's why if you build so many multi-storied buildings on the land, sea gets angry and brings tsunami. Because everything is body of God. If you go on doing deforestation and cutting off all trees, sky gets angry and doesn't give you rain. Because if you hit here, pain will be felt there. So the whole universe is a single family. This is the best way to promote universal brotherhood. Because everything in this universe, Ramanuja defines, everything is the body of God, we say. How everything is body of God? Ramanuja in Vilakshanatwadikaranam of Sribhashyam gives definition for body. Yasya chetanasya yadravyam sarvatmana swarte niyantum dharayitum cha shakyam tat sheshataika swarupam tat tasya shariram. What is a body? An object supported by a sentient person, controlled by that sentient person, inseparable from that sentient person, and works only for the glory of that sentient person, is called his body. An object supported by a sentient person, controlled by him, inseparable from him, and working only to add glory to him, is called his body. The whole world and all the souls are all supported by God. They are inseparable from God. They are controlled by God. They exist only to add glory to God. So the whole universe is the body of God. God dwells within everybody. Now you tell me, when we are all supported by the same God, is there any room to differentiate a person based on race, caste, language, country, nationality, anything? Can we show any bias or discrimination? No. Sanatana Dharma promotes this universal brotherhood. At the same time, is there any room for jealousy? Is there any room for hatred? No, nothing. We have to love everybody. This universal brotherhood is promoted by Sanatana Dharma. To put it in one example, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sutre Manigana Iva. You take the example of a string of beads. There will be many beads. The beads may appear different, but all the beads will be connected by a single string and it constitutes a single unit. The string may not be visible to our eyes, but without that invisible string, none of these beads can exist. Similarly, we are all beads. We are all tied by the string called God. He is within every one of us. We are assuming that we are seated on different chairs. No, though we are seated on different chairs, we are all connected by an invisible string called God. He has been connecting all of us. So if we start visualizing that string, then we all constitute a single unit. But if we forget that string, we will think that we are all separate units. So we all belong to a single unit. So there is no discrimination in Sanatana Dharma. So today we speak a lot about universal brotherhood. We should not go for war. No more war. Always peace. The best way is promotion of Sanatana Dharma. God is within everyone. No room for fight. But somebody may ask, no, within Sanatana Dharma itself, there may be discrimination. No. If something happens due to the ignorance of some isolated people, God or Acharyas intervene and then correct that deformity. I will tell you one example. There was a devotee by name Tiruppanazhvar. He was standing by the banks of Kaveri and singing the names of Lord Ranganatha. The temple priest, who was a Brahmin, he came there to fetch water for God, but he saw Tiruppanazhvar, who was considered as an outcast. So he asked him, move. Tiruppanazhvar was immersed in singing the names of the Lord. He didn't move. So this priest, Lokasaranga by name, he threw a stone on the forehead of Tiruppanazhvar. Blood oozed out. He just moved away. Then that priest fetched water and went back to the temple. He was shocked to see that the deity Ranganatha was shedding blood from the same place on his forehead. He said, "You have insulted my devotee. Please go and seek his apology." Now this Lokasaranga priest told him, no, he is outside the four varnas. We say four varna system. He is outside those four varnas. How can I accommodate him? The Lord replied, yes, my devotee is outside the four varnas because I consider him as a Nityasuri in Vaikuntham. He is a celestial soul. How can you classify him within the four varnas? You bring him into my temple on your shoulder. This is the social justice of Sanatana Dharma put forward by Ranganatha. You bring him on your shoulder to my temple. This Brahmin priest with sacred thread on his shoulder goes to Tiruppanazhvar by the order of Lord Ranganatha, and he carries Tiruppanazhvar on his shoulders and brings him to the sanctum sanctorum of Ranganatha. Tiruppanazhvar enjoys the divine beauty of Ranganatha singing Amalanadi Piran and Arpuda Prabandham. Amalanadi Piran he sings and then attains eternal service at the lotus feet of Lord Ranganatha. Even now, those devotees who are visiting Srirangam first fold their hands towards Tiruppanazhvar, who is still located at the feet of Ranganatha. Worship Tiruppanazhvar first and then worship Lord Ranganatha. So where is caste here? God is within everybody. We should love everybody. This is the concept of Sanatana Dharma. Is it relevant today? Yes. So we can move to the fourth point. Fourth point. How can we worship God in Sanatana Dharma? How can we worship God? We are doing everyday puja. That's different. In addition to that, Sanatana Dharma says, whatever job, occupation, work you do, work is worship. With that work itself, you can worship God. This is called Karma Yogam, another exclusive attribute of Sanatana Dharma. You cannot see this in any other faith. Sanatana Dharma says your daily work, your daily routine, your duty or occupation can be done as a puja to God. Where it is said? In Bhagavad Gita. Just look at the premise of Bhagavad Gita. Whenever you think of Bhagavad Gita, what will flash across your mind? One scene. What scene? Any youngsters? A scene. Can anybody describe that scene? Kurukshetra, battleground. 7 Akshauhini Pandava Sena on one side, 11 Akshauhini Kaurava Sena on the other side. In the middle, Arjuna's chariot with Hanuman's flag flying on the top. Arjuna is breaking down. Oh, I cannot fight against my relatives. Krishna doing Upadesh. This is not an isolated incident in the epic battle. This has a far more philosophical significance. What is the philosophical significance? This Arjuna is Jivatma. Kurukshetram, battlefield, is our mind. Great mental turmoil, battles are all going on every day within our mind. At least Kurukshetra war ended in 18 days, but our mental turmoil is not at all ending. Now, on one side, there is 7 Akshauhini Pandava Sena, which constitutes our positive thoughts. On the other side, 11 Akshauhini Kaurava Sena constitute our evil, negative thoughts. Here also, evil is more than positive. Negative thoughts are more. There Kauravas are more than Pandavas. Here negative thoughts are more than positive thoughts. So Jivatma as Arjuna, in this battlefield mind Kurukshetram, he is trapped between positive thoughts Pandava army, negative thoughts Kaurava army. He is in a fix. What to do? Now he surrenders to Krishna. Karpanya doshopahata swabhavaha prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chaitaha yachreyasya nishitam bruhitanme sishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Now, he is given answer by Lord Krishna. What is the answer? Whenever you are in a fix, do your duty as worship of God. Don't focus on the result. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu mate sangostu akarmani. This is the golden idiom for karma yogam. You do your duty, leave the rest to God. Do your duty itself as worship of God. Yes, of course, we have to do separate puja, worship, that is different. But we have got one duty, one job in our hand, right? That occupation, that job itself, you can do as worship of God. If you start doing it as worship of God, slowly your mind will get cleared of all negative thoughts. You will be filled with positive thoughts. So, when Arjuna does his duty of Yuddham, that war properly, if Arjuna executes his duty properly, his battle properly, Pandava army will win over Kaurava army. If you do your duty properly, your positive thoughts Pandava army will defeat your negative thoughts Kaurava army, and you will attain true peace of mind. So to attain true peace of mind, follow the route called Karma Yoga. Do your duty properly as a worship of God. Now, Bhagavad Ramanuja explains this in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 34th verse. In his commentary, Ramanuja says, Tadevam laukikani sharira dharanarthani nitya naimittikani cha karmani madarpanam kurvan. Ramanuja says, this karma yoga, what all it includes? Even if you are in a worldly laukika occupation, even if you are working for money, nothing wrong in it. If you do that work with ultimate honesty, with utmost sincerity, within the limits of dharma, and utilize the result of that, utilize the money you get from that work for the service of God, that occupation can be considered as karma yogam and puja to God. You may be abroad, you may be working in an IT company, but in that job itself, 1000 years ago Ramanuja has said this. Even if you are working in some company with utmost sincerity and ultimate devotion, with attachment to dharma, without attachment to the result, if you do that duty itself as a worship of God, God will consider it as his worship and bless you. Is Sanatana Dharma relevant? No other faith says your occupation can be a worship of God. But Sanatana Dharma says your occupation is a worship of God. And in Gita, Krishna himself says, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahmakarma Samadhina. The meaning is, the investment in your job, you should consider it as the body of God. God is within my investment. The place of your work, God is within there. It is a temple. And then the instruments you use in your job, they also have God within. The clients you get, they also have God within them. The performer of executor of the duty, you also have God within. If you start seeing God within, automatically it becomes Karma Yogam. Not only that, just imagine the quality of service you get. For example, take myself, I am a doctor. If I consider my clinic itself as a temple dwelling place of God, my patient is coming, God is within my patient, and my stethoscope, it has God within. If I start treating my patient this way, my only motive will be God is there within my patient, that God should be satisfied. For that I am treating this patient. If I do it that way, the quality of service will be so high. The patient will also get cured. My fees also will come automatically, no doubt. I am not working for fees. I am working for the benefit, for the pleasure of God within the patient. Fees comes automatically. The quality of service also improves. Thereby, the total nation growth, GDP itself will improve. Because GDP is formed by all, everybody has to do his duty properly. That ultimately gives good output to the nation. But if I work for fees, then I will write so many medicines, like list of grocery things and so many medicines. That will not be a good treatment also, and that will not be Karma Yogam also. So, doing our duty as worship of God elevates the quality of service in each department. Is Sanatana Dharma relevant today? So, your duty itself is worship of God. This is point number 4. Point number 5. Now, time is 7:45. I have to finish by 8, right? Now, some trivia. Some additional scientific facts. Sanatana Dharmam is related for all times, relevant for all times, because even in this age of science, we can see many scientific facts within our Sanatana Dharmam. For example, may anyone define what is vaccine? Vaccine. Vaccine definition is whichever organism causes a disease, you kill or deactivate the same organism and give it as a medicine to a person so that the disease won't come again. Is my definition right? Will you believe me if I say that this definition was given by Narada to Vedavyasa 5000 years ago? What? You can refer. In Bhagavata Puranam, now also you can consult Mr. Googlacharya. In Bhagavata Puranam, 1st Skandam, 5th Adhyayam, 33rd verse, 1:533 in Bhagavatam, you can check. There is a shloka. Amayo yascha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata tadevaki amayam dravyam napunati chikitsitam. Amayo yascha bhutanam, whatever causes disease, jayate yena suvrata, whatever causes disease to a person, tadevaki amayam dravyam, you purify that and give it to the person as a medicine, napunati chikitsitam, that prevents the disease. This definition has been given by Narada to Vedavyasa. Why he says is, we say karma causes next births, samsara. But if you purify the organism called karma and give it as a karma yoga vaccine, it will cure the disease called samsara. Narada says to Vedavyasa. And another thing, in Japan, scientists have now proved that fetus in the womb can listen to external sounds. But this is already there in our scriptures. Because Prahlada, he listened to Narayana Nama from Narada while he was in the womb of his mother. Abhimanyu listened to Chakravyuham when he was in the womb of his mother. Even today during Seemantonayanam, baby shower like ceremony we do, in that Seemantonayanam, we should play Vedic meters in Veena so that the child can listen. Seemantam is done by 6 to 8 months of gestation. That time, the child can listen to external sounds. So this is given in our own scriptures. Similarly, last year I had been to Switzerland for a Bhagavata Saptaha Upanyasam. There the organizer took me to CERN in Geneva. CERN, Central European Nuclear Research Institute. I was shocked to see there they were doing research on nuclear science. They are using microphotons. Microphotons are collided with each other and then the particles are getting destroyed. They are formed again. In bubble chamber photography, they are observing that the number of microparticles destroyed is directly equal to the number of microparticles created. But I was shocked and pleasantly surprised to see they had an idol of Chidambaram Shiva Lord Nataraja outside CERN. Outside CERN, there is not idol or statue for Albert Einstein or Isaac Newton. They have kept idol for Shiva Lord Nataraja outside CERN. And then I asked my friend, what has Nataraja to do here? And then they said, no, there is a concept. Fridge of Capra, a scientist, because whenever we quote Indian authors, people won't believe. A foreign author, Fridge of Capra, in his book, The Tao of Physics, page number 11, I have given reference again, Tao of Physics by Fridge of Capra, page number 11. He has written, Nataraja is the physical expression of particle physics. What did they find out? Particles are created, particles are destroyed. Nataraja carries drum in his right hand, which signifies production of particles, because creation came from sound. So udukai, drum signifies creation of particles. On the other left hand, he carries fire, which signifies destruction of particles. In bubble chamber photography, they found that number of particles created is equal to number of particles destroyed. Shiva's right hand and left hand are placed at the same level, so that this drum, fire, creation of particles, destruction of particles are at the same level. Now, in between, what is he doing? He is dancing, because the movement of particles is rhythmic. The rhythmic movement of particles is depicted as a dance, which is full of rhythm. So, Nataraja idol is the easiest way of expression of particle physics, which needs a 20-mile underground experiment in Switzerland, which has been depicted as Nataraja in Chidambaram. This is the science of Sanatana Dharma. We have got Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem was first given by Baudhayana. In Baudhayana Sutram, Dirgha Chaturashrasya Akshniya Rajuhu Parshvamani Tiryangmani cha Yat Pritagbhute Kurutaha Tadubayam Karoti. The square of hypotenuse in a right angle triangle is equal to the sum of square of other two sides. This has been given in Baudhayana Sutram. Gravitational force, it has been given by Kanada Maharishi in Vaiseshika Siddhantam, Sanyoga Bhave Gurutvat Patanam. A object with mass or weight, if it doesn't have any other support, it will fall down. Sanyoga Bhave Gurutvat Patanam. We say Newton and Apple, but Kanada Maharishi has said that. So, we have got a lot of scientific things within our Sanatana Dharmam. This is point number 5. Aren't they relevant today? Even we do Namaskaram. I have got a separate topic on science and Sanatana Dharmam in Sydney. It will come in our YouTube channel, Dr. Venkatesh Upanyasam. So there you can refer to the full version of all these things, because it is my concept. While recording, our junior Sundar Swami told me, we will not publish this till you complete the tour. I asked, because you may repeat the same thing in other areas. No, I won't repeat. You can very well publish, because I will say some other point in other areas, I told him. So you can publish anytime, no problem. But these scientific facts are all embedded in Sanatana Dharma. We do Namaskaram, right? Whenever we come across any elders, we do Namaskaram. Why? There is a scientific explanation for Namaskaram. It is there in Sanatana Dharma. What is scientific explanation? This research was done by a Russian scientist, Dr. Frank Baranowski. He has done some research, and he says that the positive energy in our body, it just radiates around us as microphotons. Microphotons will be circling around our body. It is our positive energy. If a person possesses so much of positive energy, the microphotons will exist around him for more radius. If he has less positive energy, microphotons exist for slight radius only. That radius of microphotons is called aura, A-U-R-A. That aura is called the radius of microphotons around the person. If he has a lot of positive energy, lot of microphotons, some saints and sages have around 50 feet of aura around them. That positive energy will be vibrating around them. This aura can be seen using Kerlin camera. That also has been expounded by Frank Baranowski. If you cannot trace about him, you can watch the movie 2.0. Have you seen that movie 2.0? Robo 2.0. In that movie, Rajinikanth says about this aura, because Akshay Kumar, he commits suicide, but he comes back in the form of a bird with cell phones assembled around him. How he came means Rajinikanth gives his explanation because he has got a lot of positive aura. With that microphotons, he has absorbed all cell phones around him, and to destroy all cell phones, he has come in the form of a bird. So this positive energy is radiating around a person. It can be seen using Kerlin camera. Now, from which point this positive energy radiate means from the from the great toes of both feet. From the great toes of both feet, our positive energy is radiating outwards. So if a person physically or mentally touches those great feet and worships that person, we can receive that aura and positive energy from that person. That's why we prostrate and do namaskaram. This is the scientific explanation for namaskaram. Now you can tell me Sanatana Dharma is relevant today or not. Yes, point number 5 over. Time is 7:55. 5 minutes remaining. 5 points over. 6th point. 6th point is the deep philosophical concepts. Point number 1, what we saw? Sanatana Dharma means basic principle. So we have to follow it, is internal. Number 2 is we are responsible for our rise or fall. Karma theory. Number 3 is universal brotherhood. God is within everyone. Number 4 is our duty itself is worship of God. Number 5 is scientific facts. Number 6, deep philosophical concepts. Yesterday we saw philosophical interpretation for Ramayanam. Today I will give you one philosophical interpretation for Bhagavatam and conclude and open it for Q&A session. Bhagavata Puranam, whenever we do Saptaham, 7-day discourse, we complete it with Rukmini Kalyanam. You all might have heard the history of Rukmini Kalyanam. Rukmini Mahalakshmi, he falls in love with Lord Krishna. But this Rukmini has got 5 siblings, 5 brothers. Those 5 brothers hatch a plan to marry this Rukmini to Sishupalan. Shishupala is a Krishna hater, anti-Krishna group's head, Sishupalan. So 5 brothers try to marry away Rukmini to Sishupalan. Now Rukmini seeks the help of a messenger. She writes a letter to Lord Krishna, gives it to the messenger. Messenger takes it to Lord Krishna, and then Krishna, for the sake of that messenger, comes to the place of Rukmini. He defeats all those 5 brothers and other armies. He takes back Rukmini to Dwaraka and marries Rukmini. Am I right? Have I said the history right? Yeah. But this has a philosophical significance. Krishna is none other than Paramatma. Again, Rukmini Mahalakshmi, out of compassion, takes the role of a Jivatma. Now, Rukmini Jivatma falls in love with Paramatma Krishna, wants to attain him. But Rukmini has 5 siblings. Jivatma has 5 siblings. We have got 5 siblings. Is it? Yes. 5 senses. Meivai, Kanmuk, Sevi, we say, right? Our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. 5 brothers. They are born along with us. Kudave Purandava. Adhanala, we have got 5 siblings. These 5 things ensure that we don't attain God and we fall into Shishupala, called material worldly existence. This is Shishupala. So, if we want to listen to discourse, our ears will say, no, some YouTube single is released, please listen to this. If we want to go to temple, have darshan of God, I will say, no, you look at TV, cricket match is going on, watch. So, these 5 brothers are trying to push us into Shishupala worldly existence. But this Jivatma Rukmini is trying to attain Paramatma. What did Rukmini do? She sought the help of a messenger. That messenger is Acharya. So we seek out to a guru. That guru goes on our behalf to God, and for that guru, God comes to us. Just when messenger goes to Krishna, Krishna comes to Rukmini. Acharya goes to God for our sake, and then God comes to us. And what does he do is, he destroys all our brothers, these 5 senses. He subdues them and takes back this Rukmini Jivatma. In Dwaraka, Rukmini married Krishna. In Vaikuntham, this individual soul Jivatma marries Paramatma. This is Atma Vivaham. This philosophical facts, many facts are embedded within our Sanatana Dharma scriptures. So on one side, God has done them as Leelas. On other side, he has given a lot of philosophical concepts. We saw Ramayanam yesterday. Similarly, in Mahabharatam, you know, Draupadi, she was dragged to the Sabha of Kauravas. She was insulted there. 5 Pandavas, they became slaves to the 100 Kauravas. Draupadi calls out to Krishna. Krishna comes and saves her. What does this imply? Draupadi is Jivatma. Kauravas are worldly pleasures. 100 Kauravas. Worldly pleasures. Material pleasures. 5 Pandavas. 5 senses. Pandavas became enslaved to Kauravas. Our 5 senses become enslaved to material pleasures. That's why this Jivatma Draupadi gets insulted in this Sabha called Samsara. Dhritarashtra, he is a blind king. Dhritarashtra is our mind, which also turns a blind eye to all these errors. Bhishma and Drona, they are scholars, but they just were witnesses. Bhishma and Drona denote our intellect. Our intellect knows what is right, but it stands as a blind witness. In this stage, this Jivatma has to call out to Paramatma alone. Who else will save me? When he reaches out, Paramatma gives the everlasting sari of his grace. There is no end to the sari. There is no end to the grace of God. He will rescue us. This is shown in Mahabharata. So, if we start reflecting on this philosophical significance, Ramayana is not restricted to Treta Yuga alone. Mahabharatam is not restricted to Dwapara Yuga alone. Every day, every moment, they carry lot of philosophical significance in our everyday life. Now, you tell me, is Sanatana Dharmam relevant for today's modern life or not? Using your claps. You have told me. So, I will again just revisit these 6 points before concluding. Be a perfect human being. Be a perfect human being. Perfection lies in internalizing the concepts of Sanatana Dharmam. This is relevant for today. Number 2, we are responsible for our own rise or downfall. No use in blaming others. So, act wisely today. You will have a better tomorrow. This is relevant today. Relevance for Sanatana Dharmam. Number 3, universal brotherhood is the need of the hour. For that universal brotherhood, we should see God within everybody. This is expounded by Sanatana Dharma. Number 4, do your duty as worship of God. Quality of service will improve. Your nation will improve. At the same time, we should also worship God using that occupation or job itself, so that our mind will also get clear. We can progress further in devotion. This is said by Sanatana Dharma, relevant for today. Point number 5, we have got a lot of scientific facts which we can also listen through YouTube in future discourse on science and Sanatana Dharma, a separate 1.5 hour 90-minute discourse on all these scientific concepts. And finally, this philosophical significance, it always exists within us. So it is not for Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, it is for all times. So Sanatana Dharma, it is eternal. It will be eternally with us forever also. I again wholeheartedly thank Saranagati, every one of you, because without all your cooperation and support, this will be nothing. So because of all your support, starting from Sundar Swami, who contacted me, his daughter, who is a lawyer, immigration lawyer, who got me visa for New Zealand. Otherwise, I would not have been able to come here. So they got me that visa. And Krishnan Swami, in whose home I have been staying, feeling that I am staying in my home itself, that kind of a hospitality. And every one of you, today I went to another Sundar Swami's home. Similarly, everybody who took me from Keshavan Swami and others who took me from airport to here, everybody, our friend who, Mr. Sridhar, I think mic arrangement, he has done an excellent job. Sridhar, right? Yes. Without a tint of echo, he has arranged the mic beautifully, and recording has been done by Sundar Swami again. His recording, my recording is going on separately, but I won't publish now because Saranagati, they have to do all their procedures. I can publish after 1 month or 2 months also. I have no hurry at all. Just I want to have my recordings of whatever I speak. That's why I am recording. So Saranagati, they have recorded, and this hall, this Balmoral Community Center, this has been donated by this their members. And we have to thank their administration also. Similarly, many people, they have all, even arranging the chairs, giving prasadam, everything is important in a discourse. We say, discourse speaker came, he spoke, he went, Kandam Senran Vendran, he saw, he conquered, he won. That's not enough for a Upanyasam. Many people have to work in unison with each other. Then only Upanyasam will become a success. So for all people, including children, very happy to see children coming in large numbers to attend the discourse. And you also filled all the chairs on both days. So I wholeheartedly thank all the Astikas of New Zealand, all the members of Saranagati, and of course I would have definitely missed some of you. I am pretty sure that I would have missed some of you, but please forgive me, whoever I have missed. My special thanks to them also for arranging such a wonderful event and 2 days of bliss for me. Hope you would have also enjoyed that bliss in these 2 days. And now, at the right time, I open this for question and answer session. Thank you.